So, one of the questions we're getting a lot lately is why is it going to be such a long time before Ghostbloods 1 comes out? If you're not familiar, I released Wind and Truth, Book 5 of Stormlight, in 2025. And so the question is, what's going on next? Well, the next thing that I'm working on is Mistborn Ghostbloods, and that first book is coming out in 2028. That's a long gap between mainline books for me. In the past, usually, we have some cool side projects and things like that, but mainline books come pretty regularly, one a year. So why a 3-year gap? Well, let me talk you through what happened in the early part of my career. So, early part of my career, I would turn a book in to the publisher, and it would go through production. It'd take about 2.5 years before it ended up on shelves. This is pretty common for authors. I would say that on average it's closer to 18 months, but a lot of authors it's 2 years. This gives the time for editorial, it gives all the time for everybody behind the scenes to be working on the book, for marketing to come up to speed, all of those things. So you turn in a book, 2 to 2.5, 18 months to 2.5 years later, book comes out. So I was doing that. That's what happened with Elantris. So what happened with Mistborn? Suddenly, something happened in my career that you might be aware of. I started hitting bestseller lists. That happened, I believe, with Mistborn 3 for the first time and Warbreaker, hitting bestseller lists. And then The Wheel of Time happened. And so all of a sudden, I was drawing a lot of attention. And all of a sudden, my books were selling very well. I say all of a sudden. It was a pretty slow and steady thing, but I started hitting the bestseller list. And the way that publishing works is very similar to the way that a lot of entertainment works, where your top-selling titles do tend to form the bulk of your income, which you use to fund releasing the rest of your books, hoping to get more and more top-selling titles. Tor started to realize, hey, Sanderson turned in a book 2.5 years ago, and that's worth a lot of money to us. If we release that in 18 months, we hit this milestone and have a Sanderson book out for that quarter, and it improves then all of our sales metrics. And then they started to realize, why wait 18 months? Why not wait 12 months? And then it eventually got so bad that I would turn in a book, and the book would be out 6 months later. This, you might have noticed this with the middle 2 Wax and Wayne books, where one of them came out, I believe, in September or August. And the next one came out like January, February. So this has been detrimental, I believe, to the way that our business works. People still take a lot of time on the projects, but they feel rushed. And I feel rushed. And it's just not a good place to be in. And so now that I'm in the position where I have the power to determine when my release dates are, I'm like, for years we've been saying we need to claw this time back. And this is the time to claw it back. I want to finish Ghostbloods 1 this year. I guess it wasn't 2025, it was 2024 when Stormlight 5 came out. I'm writing Ghostbloods 1 in 2025, and then it will have 3 years until it needs to come out, because it will be scheduled for fall of 2026, and I will have this done by the end of this year. And so I'll make sure that there's one in the finished each year, and that just gives that time back to us. And I think we're really going to appreciate it going forward. So I'm sorry about this wait, but it is the best way to make sure that this is all sustainable going forward. So that's why it's taking us 3 years. It'll also have the advantage of, theoretically, I will have the first draft done before the first one actually has to come out. And so I can make sure the continuity all works through all 3 books. It's something I did on the first trilogy that I want to try again with this one. So there's your reason. We'll see how it actually plays out.